Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is all about preparation on a real chessboard with no digital interface. So now you are able to understand the Ruy Lopez closed Gyula Breyer by following a 50-move line of a strong preparation. Let's jump right into it. So let's go. White opens with the king's pawn, controls the center, the f5 and d5 squares, and opens up this long diagonal to the bishop, which black respond immediately with e5, contesting the center as well. White goes for knight f3, develops the knight towards the center, attacks the e5 pawn. Here black plays knight c6, develops the knight toward the center. White goes for bishop b5, the characteristic move of the Ruy Lopez opening. Immediately attacks the knight on c6, and we have a6, forcing the bishop to decide, either go back or exchange the knight on c6, which white goes back and keeps the pressure on the knight. Knight f6 develops another piece aiming the center, and white immediately castles it out and puts his king on safety. Maybe activate the rook to e1 next move and protects the pawn on e4. We already have bishop e7, develops the dark square bishop and prepares to castle also. We are seeing standard moves, and now rook e1 protects the e4 pawn and centralizes the rook. And black goes pawn to b5, gains some space on the queen side and forces the bishop to go to the b3 square. And white already did go back with the bishop. This bishop keeps an eye on the weakness on f7 pawn. d6, defending the e5 pawn and opens up this long diagonal to the bishop. Now what to do here for white? c3 prepares the d4 break on the center and makes way to his bishop. But black goes knight e8. This is the characteristic move of the Breyer variant, going back with the knight, allowing c5, but then puts his knight on the d7, staying very flexible. And we have d4 on the board, fighting the center and opening this diagonal to develop the bishop. Black just follow the plan, maybe thinking about the typical maneuvering of the knight to g6, by the moment defends the e5 pawn, but keeping an eye on this flexible post for the knight to stay. Knight d2 develops his knight towards the center and looking forward to maneuvering his knight to g3. And we see on the board castling for black, maybe puts his rook on the e8, centralizing the rook. And white goes for the maneuver of the knight, slowly bringing his pieces to the king side, clearing up the way to his dark square bishop also. Black goes c5. It's time to striking at the center and fighting for space. Knight g3, reaching the knight to g3. Now he's looking to f5. And black goes for rook e8. Okay, centralizing his rook, as we said before. Good move. Now, from the white's perspective, the dark square bishop needs to be activated. And these two squares are okay. h3. This is what we call it in chess a prophylactic move, defending the g4 square and preventing the knight to go there, attacking the bishop in case of bishop e3 next move. And black already played queen to c7, supporting the pawn structure e5 and also c5. White tries to break and expand on the queen side, with already played a4, pawn to a4, threatening the rook in case of take-take, or at least threatens to win the b5 pawn if black doesn't do anything. But black plays the best move on the position, rook to b8. If ab, black can take back the pawn. White already played bishop c2, moving away from the rook on b8, and at the same time rerouting his bishop to this side. Black goes knight c6, a very flexible knight. Keep an eye on the pawn on a4, but also can jump to c4 and stay centralized, very active. This was a training, instructive, and educational content that allows you to learn how to play this strong preparation. By following a 50-move line, you stay focused on that variation from start to finish, avoiding getting lost in excessive nuances. So you reach the end of this line with greater clarity. This preparation is very accurate because most of the moves are theory, the well-known moves played hundreds of times before, and then a few moves suggested by the computer. This content is important to you, not only to know the moves of this variant and memorize them, but to understand the line and the ideas behind. So the challenge for you to learn and improve is this great opportunity to follow these 4 steps. Comment your thoughts below. Suggest a new opening for me to do another strong preparation for you. Oh, and just subscribe to be part of this community. There is a lot of high quality preparation coming your way. A huge and sincere thank you to you.